Good morning. It's Wednesday, 6th November 2024. Welcome to yet another episode of Pre-Market Commentary. This is Vijay here, and today we are going to talk about what happened yesterday, as usual, and what is likely to happen today and maybe more in the near future. So that is what we are going to discuss. And first thing is, will Trump? That is the question which is there in so here it is, Mr. Trump, all set to win, it looks like, because the initial results say that he's won 100 seats in the Electoral College, and Kamala Harris is trailing behind with 71. Generally, the momentum, once it catches, it will go in one direction. So it looks like, as of now, of course, anything can happen, like what happens in the markets and in life, that Trump will win at least the electoral college votes. The popular vote is another matter altogether, but that does not matter as far as becoming the president is concerned. I think they have to get about 270 seats for 270 electoral votes for a victory. So right now, 100 on 101 to Trump and about 71 to Kamala Harris. So is Trump win good news or bad news for India? A lot of people are talking a lot of things. People say that it will be bad for emerging markets and therefore bad for India, basically IT and pharma. They also say dollar will go up, which means rupee will be weakened, which means good for export-oriented companies where IT and pharma are there. I personally feel, knowing Trump, he is basically a big mouth. He keeps saying something during the campaign, but after the campaign is over, finally he'll look at what is good for America. And many of these companies are doing good for America. So therefore, I do not expect anything more than a knee-jerk reaction, and that could be actually a buying opportunity. So when I use buying and selling, please note I am not a SEBI-registered advisor. It is just that whatever is in my mind, I say it openly. And if you like this kind of thing, please like, share, and subscribe. So is it bad news for IT and pharma? I don't think so. Then just before we go into what happened yesterday and the cues for today, let's look at Jeffries' India strategy. So they're talking of split government, which means, the Republicans don't win the House, the Democrats win the House, whereas the president will be Republican. Then that is actually a good case. There will be no great policy shifts, is what Jeffries talks about. But they also expect that if a Republican wins, then there will be some sweeping policy changes. It would also be a fossil. It will be positive for coal and thermal power. They expect select autos to be negatively impacted. This is as far as India is concerned. Then they also talk of negative FPI flows, which I would like to think that is not going to be the case, because you see, at the end of the day, Fed Reserve decides and the central bankers decide about liquidity. Most important is liquidity, and now liquidity will again gush in tomorrow with the China now opening up their purses, and it will gush in through Fed reducing interest rates, not only in November and also in December. And sooner or later, we also will be reducing or at least make money cheaper, which means money will flow in. Maybe it will flow in select companies, but by and large, it will flow in, and that should do well for the markets. So, what are the cues this morning? Yesterday, the bears came in plenty. As they say, amateurs open the market and professionals close the market. Yesterday, the bears dominated for most part of the session, and last 1 hour, the bulls took charge, and how. And so we got a 300-point increase from the low. HDFC Bank and SBI did extraordinarily well yesterday. HDFC should get further impetus because of the MSCI numbers, which will come out tomorrow. Today evening is when they announce, and and tomorrow we should know the MSCI numbers, what percentage or value of buying has to be done by the passive funds. So mid cap and small cap closed in the green, though not great. Nifty metal went up over 2%. That because of the anticipation of China stimulus. All constituents of metal index closed in the green. Nifty PSU index led by PNB and Bank of Baroda did very well. Canara Bank also did well. SBI, as I said, was the leader. Then, first time after a long time, Nifty Bank has closed above the 50 DMA. You have had Axis Bank and HDFC Bank were leading. So Nifty Energy also closed in the green. There was some sort of a shake as far as Reliance, L&T was concerned. Dr. Reddy did not come up with as good results as the market expected, but I'm very bullish on Dr. Reddy. We hold it across all our portfolios because I think expectations might not have been met, but I think from here it will only go up. But generally, Dr. Reddy is a laggard vis-a-vis other pharma companies, but it is also the cheapest large pharma at P ratio below 20. So I'm bullish on Dr. Reddy. FMCG, of course, declined. ITC and Vedanta led the losses. US markets did extraordinarily well. Dow closed 1% higher. Then Nasdaq was much better than that at 1.4%. Gold was flat. S&P was about 1.2%. 10-year treasury yields came down significantly to be around 4.34. So that is what happened in the US markets. European markets also closed in the green. Today, Asian markets have opened well because they think Trump means it's good for global markets. So I don't think India will stand out on the negative side. FIIs continue to sell a little lower, 2,500 crores, whereas the DIIs bought more than what FIIs sold. Today, we have three Nifty stocks which are coming up with the results: Power Grid, Apollo Hospitals, and Tata Steel. Tata Steel results may not be great, but this could be the bottom as far as the bad results go in Tata Steel. That will come normally after market. Power Grid should return good results. Apollo Hospitals also should have a good results. The other housing finance should come up with good results. Then you have Granules. We don't know how the results will be because last time there were some issues. The management commentary will be very keenly watched. Then you got Precol, Chambal Fertilizer, Sonata Software are the others. Now, here is one thing about banks. Jefferies on bank stock now about stars are aligning for a favorable market risk reward, which I have been insisting that the banks will lead the Nifty or the banks will lead the market. In banks, of course, the private sector banks like HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank will do very well, followed by Axis and Kotak. In the PSU, SBI is leading, and PNB will be the star, in my opinion. We are loaded onto PSU banks in higher proportion than the private sector banks. So the risk in surge of credit costs will come down, and the EPS growth will go up, especially in PSU banks. I think they'll do very well this quarter because that's what the management commentary is talking of. So these Jeffrey stocks of they're looking at leading private banks and SBI. But see, the issue is that at the end of the day, you need to buy banks or any stock which has got more momentum and which has got low downside. I feel in this case, PNB, Bank of Baroda, Canara Bank, and SBI. In that order is my selection. So whatever you do today, today will be a very volatile day because you see, as the day progresses, you will get more and more results. There are also bears who are thinking that yesterday's was a dead cat bounce. Of course, one can't jump with joy, but I think we should look at the seasonality. November is a good month generally, 80% of the time. So we should go with some confidence. Also, looks like the worst is over in terms of selling and highly bearish sentiment. The results are not that bad. So I continue to be bullish in the stocks which I mentioned in my Twitter feed, which I've pinned it. The 10 stocks between Deepavali and Pongal. From now to Pongal, I continue to be bullish. And today also, I'll do BTFD. Of course, now BTFD it no longer stands for buy today for Deepavali because Deepavali is over. So my BTFD today has been changed to buy today for December. Buy today for December end and then Pongal later. So it is BTFD is buy today for December. So whatever you do today, hope it is successful. This is here, Vijay here, signing off. Thank you.